So we check heart rate variability. So we get an idea of like how many times do you breathe in a minute. So you're lying down, you're relaxed the best you can, and we're seeing how many times do you breathe in a minute. And ideally, a good rate would be a low number. Let's say 6 to 10 breaths. Mm-hmm. Okay, that means that the nervous system's running well, but a lot of people, their bodies are running hard, and they're not doing any exercise. They might lay down and they might be breathing 15 times in a minute. That means their sympathetic system is kicked on. Fight or flight, stress hormones are overactivated. Yeah. They're already on a bicycle riding uphill, and they're laying down breathing. So we already would know where to start. We might just start with breathing and some temperature regulation to help the body just not be under so much duress, right? Mm-hmm. So that might be one way. Another way is maybe the person has a postural imbalance. They have some pain in their body. So then we can check through a range of motion scan or checking the eyes through posture and understand maybe they need to start working on the neurology. They work on posture. That's another way they might come in. They might come in because they don't even know why they're here and they just want to get fitter. And so then we can assess their resting pulse and their breath hold just to get kind of an idea. Well, what is your retention like? And maybe they hold their breath for 30 seconds and you're like, wow, like that's really low, right? We'd like to see much more than that. So maybe we could start on aerobic capacity because we just did a breath hold check. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That was 3 of them.
You can keep the other 4 if you need to.
I can keep the 4th and 5th.
Yeah. As an aside, how long is a good level to hold your breath for?
What would you think? How long can you hold your breath?
Well, we've done different things that take minutes. And
like if you did it now, how long would you hold your breath?
No idea.
Well,
probably about 60 seconds,
Probably like a minute, right? Yeah. So I would say a minute would be a good range to start at. Yeah. Most people wouldn't get a minute. Right. Just like most people, if they walked uphill, they're generally going to be what we would say anaerobic. They'd work, their pH would get acidic, their legs would burn, their ventilation would get high, right? And they wouldn't be able to breathe through their nose. They'd have to mouth breathe, right? So that'd be the same thing. That person's probably going to have a low aerobic base. Generally, they're probably going to have extra weight on their body. Their mood is probably going to be affected because their energy production's low. They're generally going to live on stimulants to manage their energy uptake, right? So you can kind of go down the road and see what they're doing just from a low retention phase.
Wow.
So breath hold can be pretty good just to see where people are at. The 5th one is really just in their health screening. We look at we give them a bunch of metabolic questions just to get an idea of like, how are things like digestion? How's sleep? How's mood? Do you take any medicines, right? Are you living on the major 3 medicines that people live on, right? Cholesterol medicine, blood pressure, and blood sugar. So if you're on one of those 3 medicines, your metabolism's already in a bit of distress. So, right, then we can start using the modalities in the Rewire system to backtrack out of the need to have the medicines so they can feel good.